What's up, internet? Today we're gonna look into a video that I found a while ago titled Living in Slovenia as an American, which I thought would be interesting to watch it from a perspective of a Slovenian living in America. So it's kind of like a switcheroo situation, a bit of a Freaky Friday.
There are more castles per capita in Slovenia than there are in any other country. And there's more forest in Slovenia than there is in any other country per the ratio. I think 80% of the whole country is forest.
That is correct. I had no idea that there are more castles per capita. I am learning something new about my country.
Overall, it's really a safe, nice, pleasant country. Slovenia is actually a very nice, peaceful, mountainous country with these cute people who live in villages, and then they live in these cute cities. I mean, it really is very picturesque.
Am I homesick? Especially after the floods devastated Slovenia? Yes, I am. I'm very homesick. Okay, this video is about Slovenia, not me.
There was a sense of safety throughout the whole country. I think it's rated as the 8th most peaceful country in the whole world.
Wow, I didn't know that either. 8th most peaceful country. I'm gonna fact check that. Okay, most peaceful countries in the world 2023. Iceland, New Zealand, Ireland, Denmark, Austria, Portugal, Slovenia. We are number 7 now. Oh, we have moved up in the world. I can see there's a piece of hair on my face. Then we have Czech Republic, Singapore, Japan, Switzerland, Canada, Hungary, Finland, Croatia, Germany, Norway, Malaysia, Bhutan, and Slovakia. Wow. Today I'm learning many new things.
Sometimes I think it's also gotten listed as the first most peaceful country in the whole world. And it's the size of New Jersey. We would take a train down to Zagreb for all of the meetings that we had, which is like a 4-hour ride, but it's a gorgeous ride, so I loved it. I loved going on the train. They believe that if you don't wear stockings, even in the middle of the summer, that your eggs will freeze and you will never have children. If it's in the middle of the winter, then it's all the worse. And so women will stop you in the middle of the road that you've never met before, and they will grab you by the shoulders, and they will say, "You need to wear stockings."
I have never, ever had that happen to me in my entire life. I don't know what kind of village was she hanging out in, but that's not true at all. Like, we do have a saying when it comes to like sitting on the asphalt or sitting on the pavement, you will get vokaurit, which is basically wolf in your ass, a literal translation. You will basically get a bladder infection, and they did say like sitting on a cold surface is gonna prevent you from having children. You're gonna not gonna be able to have children. So that's the one that I do remember quite often. That was sad when I was back in the day when I was young and full of hope and life. But I've never heard about the one with the stockings. That's new. If you're from Slovenia, tell me, am I the only one who never heard of that?
Also, you can't sit on the ground when you're like a girl, boys either, but girls also, if they sit on the ground, their eggs will freeze. So you can sit on the ground if you have a piece of paper between you and the concrete, which apparently works. But if you just sit on the concrete, then you will not have any children. So that's something worth avoiding just for the cultural consequences. People don't wear clothes very often in the summer. Not that they wander around naked, but in their houses they do. You might have to be prepared. And if you see a man who opens the door and you think that he might not be wearing clothing, don't check.
I'm sorry, what? No, Slovenians aren't just like walking around their houses naked. Like, we're not just like sitting on the furniture naked in our free time. That is where is this coming from? Or am I once again just hanging out with all the wrong people or all the right people who put on clothing when they have guests or when they're alone? I mean, yeah, you would have the occasional run from shower to your room because you forgot your underwear or your clothing, but I'm pretty sure everyone does that. Yes, you would pee with the door open when you're alone because I don't know why, honestly. I do not know why, but it just feels good. Maybe that. And obviously you would shower naked, but I've never seen Slovenians just freely walk around, things flapping everywhere, pointing at various directions.
Just look at his face and then leave.
Where else would I look, though? I mean, if a naked man opens the door, I mean, it's right, obviously, eyes up here, but it's just the element of surprise, because that's how uncommon it is, that if I knock on somebody's door in Slovenia, I don't expect them to be naked. I really don't. And if they do open the door naked, then I cannot think of anything but the naked man strategy from How I Met Your Mother.
I had that so many times that people would open their doors naked or almost naked.
Where? Once again, where was this? Is there a village in Slovenia that I haven't visited that is just basically a bunch of people running around naked in stockings? Is it? Am I just not in on the joke? Please help me out, fellow Slovenians. Are there such things?
It was a lot of soup and a lot of salad and potato salad, basically.
Yes, that is very true. If you have seen my cooking streams, 9 out of 10 times I was making a soup and or a salad. That is true. But most Slovenians that I know prioritize veggies and fruits. But potatoes are definitely a king in Slovenia. I mean, we have a legitimate members clubs for potatoes and their recognition in the culinary world. So potatoes are awesome, okay? And if you don't agree, I don't even know what you're doing on my channel. You should just leave now, because I'm not gonna have that kind of hatred in negativity here on this platform, okay? So if you don't like potatoes, unsubscribe, block me, unfollow me on all my social media. We cannot be friends if you don't like potatoes. So yes, she is right. We do like our potatoes. They literally solve hunger, okay?
And then they would have some kind of a meat. There's a lot of Bosnian kind of influenced food, like kebabs, or their Turkish food originally. There's also a lot of German food, so a lot of sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut? God, I miss kislozelje. A veš uno v kangelci, ki ga kupiš, pa ga neseš s sabo. Kila kislega zelja.
I love Slovenes. The interesting thing that happened to me is the longer I was in the country, the more I realized that I was really one of them. Sometimes it's hard for them to let you in the beginning, but once they decide to let you in, they let you in all the way. And they just love you.
That is very true. We are a bit of a closed group because we're very small and sensitive, I guess, and we're just little. We will give you a štamprle, we will give you some gibanica, we will give you some kislozelje, we will cook krompir for you. It would be awesome.
And there's just so much culture and tradition there that I don't feel like you get in the States, just because they have so much history.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so much different here in the States. We do have so much history and so much cultural background, and even with the traditional clothing, and it's such a small country, and even bigger European countries, they all have their own important, big, massive history that every country kind of prides on, and there are monuments from wars from literally on every corner, and it's just so much has happened in such a short amount of time, especially in the last 70 years in Europe. So there's just this connection between people that I haven't seen in the States. On a national level, there isn't that togetherness. I haven't seen it, and obviously it's a country with 300 million people. How could it be? But
And I just really love about them how health oriented they are. It's really about, natural foods and keeping yourself healthy. They have this saying like an empty cup can't fill another cup, right? Like you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. And that's definitely something that I learned from their culture. Like it's okay, to take time for yourself, because you're not going to help anyone if you're not taking care of yourself.
I was not aware that that's a thing. That's a Slovenian thing. I think it's just in general. Maybe people notice it a little more in Slovenia, but I have noticed it here in the States as well, and that is very true. That should be like a general thing. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup. That is a saying. So definitely when you're burned out or when you want to be alone, you should be alone. You shouldn't be forcing yourself to be a productive member of society just because you're afraid of being judged. So that's a kind of a wholesome note to end this video on. It was nice to see Slovenia through the eyes of somebody who has lived in the States, and then watching that as a Slovenian living in the States. So hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you've traveled to Slovenia, and if you're from the States or any other countries, did you notice yourself some other differences, or what kind of things you maybe noticed in the States if you've traveled in Europe, and have you had an epiphany like me where you travel the world and you appreciate your motherland or like your home base a little more? Just let me know in the comments down below, and thank you for watching this. Don't forget to subscribe, and all the social media links are down below. So stay awesome, stay positive, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.